Well, good afternoon, everyone. It's great to welcome you and to be here with the Brocato Beautiful Business Network webinar. This is a business webinar focused on Supersilk and Supersilk Plus. Marty, do you have any opening comments?
No, I just think we should get into it today and be wary of their time.
All right, let's get rolling then. It's great to be here with you. As we proceed, those of you in the live webinar will have the opportunity of asking questions. We'll do our best to answer those as we go along. We'll also have some time at the end when you can answer questions about all things Brocato if you choose to. To begin with, we want to address the Supersilk category, and that's what we're going to be talking about today is Supersilk smoothing, specifically Supersilk Plus. To start out with, we do want to acknowledge that the smoothing category has been kind of crazy. There's been difficulties across the industry with various situations using dangerous additives and chemistry. Manufacturers in general have been less than honest, especially at the beginning, in describing how their products worked and what they did. As a result of that, salons, stylists, and consumers all around the world have really been concerned about who to trust and what to happen and what happens. Into this market, about 16 or 18 months ago, we launched Brocato Supersilk. Supersilk was launched as a 100% safe formaldehyde-free option for smoothing hair, controlling frizz, and managing unruly texture. We worked really hard to get the word out that sericin protein, a rich amino acid taken from the cocoons of silkworms, are what causes Supersilk to perform. Sericin protein smooths the hair in the same way that a keratin treatment does, but it works from the inside of the hair fiber, making the entire strand sleek and strong. One of the unique things about Supersilk as a category is that we allow complete styling freedom. You can swim, you can style your hair any way you choose. You can quickly wash and go and have great texture and easy texture to work with for up to 12 weeks. Supersilk can cut styling time by up to 60%. And as we've spread this word around the country in the last year or so, it's gotten more and more accepted. One of the most exciting things about Supersilk is that you can dry and style your hair any way you choose. You can literally let the hair air dry to a soft, natural texture, completely frizz-free, soft curl, if there is any curl left at all. You can blow dry the hair with waves or round brushes, curl your hair with a curling iron or a flat iron, and you can also use a flat iron or brushes to make the hair sleek, smooth, and straight. Literally any option is available, and those options are available the same day as you receive the Supersilk service. Supersilk is completely color compatible. That means that we're able to color treat hair before or after a Supersilk service. In the salon, our recommendation would be that any full head bleaching service take place before the Supersilk, and that any hair color service, a deposit color with demi-color or permanent color, or mild highlights take place after the Supersilk service. That's assuming you're doing both on the exact same day. If they're not being done the same day, you can certainly use Supersilk on color-treated hair. Likewise, a couple of weeks after receiving a Supersilk service, you can feel free to give the guest any color service that you have available. So we want to start out by letting you know what makes Supersilk Plus different. Supersilk Plus is 100% formaldehyde free. It's a new technology and not an adjusted formula. The big difference when you address it against keratin treatments out on the market is that this is a brand new way of smoothing and defrizzing hair. It is not an adjusted version of a formaldehyde-based system. We have a unique spray-on application that saves time for the hairstylist in the salon, giving them the best possible results. And we've truly designed one formula that's great on any hair at any time and increases hair integrity with each application. We only have one formula, and it's great for all smoothing options within the salon. We want to introduce you today to two different services. If you've been using Supersilk up to this point, then this will be a review for you and maybe an expansion with some additional technique. If you've never used Supersilk before, this is an introduction to our great performing product. A full service Supersilk lasts for up to 12 weeks. It's 1.5 to 3 hours long in terms of service time, and the service price we found in this salon is somewhere from $175 and up. As part of this webinar, we did a survey asking people what their pricing point was, and the Supersilk pricing point seems to fall somewhere between $200 and $300 in general. The cost per application for Supersilk full service is $20. A Supersilk Express service is designed to last up to 3 weeks. Supersilk Express can be added to a haircut with no additional time. The Express service price is $35 or up, depending upon the haircut price, and it's added to the haircut price. And the cost per application of Supersilk Express is $2. Supersilk Express is a great way to try the Supersilk benefits in the salon. We joke around and we say this is the entry-level drug. You try Supersilk Express and then you move on to Supersilk Full Service. It's perfect for special occasions, weddings, proms, anniversaries, anytime the guest needs their hair to look their very, very best, or anytime, such as before a vacation or a trip, when they need the very simplicity, ease of styling. They need their hair to be as easy as possible to work with, and Supersilk Plus is a great option. You can actually see and feel the difference of Supersilk in the hair, and as we said, it lasts for 2 to 3 weeks. So at the end of that period, the guest can upgrade to a full service and maintain that result. There's also retail opportunities in the salon to help support their result. A Supersilk full service is the very best luxurious service we have to offer for frizz-free healthy hair. There's no toxic fumes or discomfort for the client or for anyone else in the salon, and we save the client time every single time they do their hair. It cuts their styling time by a third or by a half by giving them hair that's easier to work with. Supersilk improves the integrity and the strength of the hair with each service, and for the salon, it can be highly profitable and a great retail opportunity. Now we're going to walk through 2 different procedures. The first one is Supersilk Plus full service. The second one is Supersilk Express. If you've been using Supersilk before, this is a great review, but I also want you to notice that we've changed the technique just a little bit. We've clarified it to make it easier, more predictable, and to make it so that the entire process is easier for you to work with. So let's start out with Supersilk, the Supersilk full service. The first thing, or the first step, is to shampoo the hair completely with Brocato Supersilk Detoxify shampoo. We suggest 2 shampoos. It may possibly take 3 shampoos if you're in a situation where there is a lot of buildup in the hair. Sometimes clients that are getting this kind of a service use oils and serums and waxes to style their hair. We want to make sure everything's completely removed before they receive the service. Step number 2, and this is a new step, we apply Brocato Supersilk Rinse Out Conditioner from scalp to ends. Massage it through the hair and rinse it thoroughly. What we've found is that Supersilk Rinse Out Conditioner helps prevent the hair from grabbing too much solution. It makes the hair easier to work with during the application. Section the hair into 4 partings, 4 sections for a simple application, and start at the nape using 1/4 inch sections. Spray Supersilk Professional Plus solution 1/8 inch from the scalp to the ends. Work it through with your fingers and work it through with the teeth of a comb. We want to make sure the hair is completely saturated with the Supersilk Plus solution. After the saturation, or after the solution's been applied, we're going to cover the hair with a cap and let it process and penetrate into the hair fiber. If the hair is fine or fragile, it'll take about 20 minutes. Medium texture hair, 30 minutes. Resistant or curly hair will leave on up to 45 minutes. Remember, this is a penetrating time or a saturation time. It's giving the time for the solution to penetrate into the hair. It's not processing, and it can't be over-processed. So we want to make sure that the hair is completely absorbed, or the solution is completely absorbed all the way through the hair fiber. After the processing time, we remove the cap from the hair and apply Brocato Supersilk Leave-In treatment, about a dime size to a 1/4 size, depending upon the texture of the hair, and work the treatment all the way through the hair. Comb it for even distribution. The thing that we found is by applying treatment at this point, it makes the hair much easier to blow dry, much easier to work with as we're styling. Start by blow drying with your fingers. We're going to blow the hair completely dry, and you can also even finish with a paddle brush or a large brush. That's fine as well. Once the hair is completely blow dried, we go to the flat iron step. Start by flat ironing in the nape of the neck by flat ironing 1/8 inch sections. The temperature of the flat iron and the number of passes that you make with the flat iron are very important in the finished result and depend upon the texture you started with. For fine, fragile hair, Start with a 370-degree iron with 5 passes. For medium texture hair, a 370-degree iron for 7 passes, and for resistant or frizzy hair, a 410-degree iron for 7 to 10 passes. We do have some people joining us from the United Kingdom and from Europe today, so I know it would be easier for them. 188 degrees centigrade or 210 degrees centigrade are the targeted iron temperatures. As you pass the iron through the hair, you will notice the hair transform and the hair change. Using Supersilk leave-in treatment is another thing that helps us see that change and see that transfer in the hair fiber, so that you know that you've done a great flat iron and the hair has been processed to the optimum result. Once the flat iron is completely finished, we take the client to the shampoo bowl and thoroughly rinse their hair. Rinse the Supersilk solution from their hair, any residue that may have been left behind. Rinse until the water is clean and runs clear. Towel dry the hair, and then apply Brocato Supersilk leave-in treatment and comb through the hair. At this point, you can step in and style the hair any way that you choose. Blow dry the hair and style it. Flat iron, use a curling iron, pull it back in a ponytail, however you'd like. The results will last up to 12 weeks. We also would let you know that it's okay to shampoo at this point. If the guest wants to go home and shampoo their hair, that's great. If they can style it or do it any way they choose to at this point and have a beautiful full-service Supersilk experience. Does anybody have any questions about the first Supersilk technique? I know that it's hard with so many people for us to open the mics, but if you've got any questions, type them in and let us know. The key points are: use rinse out conditioner before the Supersilk solution, spray the Supersilk solution liberally into the hair, let it penetrate into the hair for up to 45 minutes with a cap, apply Supersilk leave-in treatment, and then go ahead and blow dry and flat iron the hair. One of the questions we were just asked is if you can over-process Supersilk. Supersilk is not a chemical that's processing in the hair. All it's doing is penetrating. And so over-processing is not a possibility with Supersilk solution. That's a good question. Thank you. Another question is, can the hair become over-proteinized with Supersilk? Supersilk is a very flexible, soft protein, and so the texture of the hair is improved. It feels moist, it feels flexible, it feels very, very healthy as a result. Corey wants to know if there's a benefit to going longer than 45 minutes. I don't believe there is, Corey. I think that you're finished after 45 minutes and you have the best possible result. Someone asked, what about hair color if they need their hair color before the 12 weeks is over? Here's what we found out with Supersilk and hair color. You can use color, permanent color, demi-permanent color, or lightning services right over the top of a Supersilk service with no effect on the Supersilk result. It does not decrease the life of Supersilk, to color the hair over the top of it. We believe that's because what's happening with Supersilk is so deep into the fiber that the color just doesn't affect it in any way. You can color the hair, as we said, before a Supersilk service or after a Supersilk service and have great results in either situation. Okay, think about your questions and continue to collect them and type them up or type them in, and we'll move on to the Supersilk Express service. Then we'll come back and we'll revisit some of the questions again. Supersilk Express service is using the same solution as Supersilk. This is all of the same products. It's just performed a little bit differently. Step number 1, we shampoo the hair twice with Brocato Detoxify shampoo, the same as we would for any hair service or haircut that we're going to do within the salon. Step 2, we apply Brocato Supersilk Rinse Out Conditioner from scalp to ends. Condition the hair as you normally would in the salon, and then go ahead and rinse the conditioner thoroughly. Step 3, section it into 4 sections and apply 3 or 4 sprays of Supersilk solution to each section. Before, we were doing 2 or 3 sprays to each strand of hair. Now, in Supersilk Plus, we're doing a total of 12 to 15 sprays of solution on the entire head. Once you've applied the solution, proceed with the haircut as you normally would, parting off the hair and sectioning the hair, completing your haircut. When the haircut is finished, apply Supersilk leave-in treatment through the entire head and proceed with the blow dry and this style. Once the hair is completely dry, flat iron large sections. We suggest using a large iron, temperature of no more than 380 degrees, and just flat iron through the hair as you would when you are styling the hair. And then you finish off the hair with their quick style. The result will last up to 3 weeks and will wear off naturally. Now let me answer a couple Supersilk Plus questions, express questions, before you even ask them. There's nothing different about the time standard for Supersilk Express. Supersilk Plus Express is done right inside of a haircut. You shampoo and condition the hair just like you would for a haircut. You apply the solution right before you proceed with the cut. It will just take a minute or two to spray 12 to 15 pumps of solution through the hair, comb it through, then do the haircut. After you're finished with the haircut, apply a little bit of Supersilk leave-in treatment, and then go ahead with your blow dry and style the hair however you choose. We do recommend that you use a flat iron to some extent, a little bit of quick flat ironing, because that's what helps the solution bond with the hair and gives you durability. The guest will notice for the next 2 to 3 weeks a complete lack of frizz and a decrease of curl. They will also notice 2 weeks or so down the road that their hair starts to return to its normal texture, and they'll remember what a great experience they had with Supersilk. So let me go back to some of the questions that were being posed. When the clients wash their hair at home and allow it to air dry, does the hair go back to a curly state? After Supersilk full service or at the beginning of Supersilk Express, it does not go back to its complete curly state. The hair has been smoothed, the curl has been decreased. One question is, does step number 9 have to be done? Or are they able to go home with their hair ironed at that point? I think, Ashley, you're referring to rinsing the product from the hair. We do prefer that all of the product be completely rinsed from the hair in the salon. We do it for a couple of reasons. One of the reasons is because we don't want the client to go home not having their hair shine and gloss and texture be at its very best. And we also want to show the guest the fantastic results they've experienced. So when I rinse off their hair in the salon, they see instantly that their hair really has had a texture change and there really is something that happened and took place to them. Can Supersilk Plus be used in conjunction with curl interrupted smoothing gel? Thanks, Luke. That's a good question. One of the things about using Supersilk Plus with smoothing gel is it can be the follow-up step. If you use smoothing gel to relax and soften extremely curly hair, Supersilk Plus can be used to polish the hair and give you that final finish at the end. So you could use it along with a Supersilk curl interrupted service in an extreme case. Will Supersilk treatment affect hair color? We talked about it previously. It does not affect hair color or affect the results of hair color. If the hair is conditioned properly and taken care of, it should not be a factor. If doing an express service immediately after color, would I re-shampoo the hair and apply the rinse out conditioner? If I was doing a Supersilk Express immediately after hair color, I would make sure that everything was completely removed and the color was completely removed, but I wouldn't need to re-shampoo the hair after the express service. Do I leave the second shampoo in? When I'm doing 2 or 3 shampoos, really what I'm looking for is clean, clarified hair, and you can usually see that the hair is clarified and that the hair is clean. You could leave the shampoo in for a couple of minutes to help it remove some of the buildup, but usually just shampooing is sufficient. Are we selling Supersilk in California? Can I get Brocato, but I can't get Supersilk. We're in the process of launching and introducing Supersilk at a distributorship in California, Deb, and I'll send you the information offline. So we'll be able to get Supersilk to you in California, absolutely. So we have 2 services, Supersilk Full Service and Supersilk Express. Both of those services are being done with the same 4 products. Here's how the finances work so that you understand what's possible in your salon. Supersilk Solution comes in a 3-ounce applicator bottle. You saw the little spray bottle. It has an average of 3 full services per bottle. We believe it takes about 1 ounce of solution for a typical head of hair, sometimes a little bit more. People with extremely long hair, of course, we know long hair is a luxury, and it takes a little bit more solution and sometimes a little bit more money to care for long hair. An average of 3 full services in a bottle and an average of 30 express services are available in a Supersilk Express bottle. Full services priced to the consumer at $175 or more. If you were charging $175, that would generate $525 in revenue per bottle. Express services start at $35 or more. And remember, that's in addition to a haircut. If you charge $40 for a haircut and then they do a Supersilk Express, then all of a sudden it became a $75 service. But at $35 each, there's $1,050 in revenue right inside that 1 3-ounce bottle. So it's a great opportunity as a moneymaker to build your income inside of the salon. It's a great way to do that. To start out with, if you're interested in getting involved with Supersilk, make sure you get a hold of your local Brocato distributor. We start out with an introductory package. The introductory package contains Detoxify shampoo, Supersilk solution, Supersilk leave-in treatment, and Supersilk rinse-out conditioner. Those are the 4 products that I referred to in the Supersilk steps and in how they work together. As part of that introductory package, you'll also have the opportunity of purchasing a bottle of Supersilk solution, 2 more bottles of Supersilk solution at 50% off. Buy 2, get 1 free. So that would give you enough solution for 9 full services, or enough solution for 90 express services just from taking advantage of that coupon and the initial kit. And then we also have the opportunity in the launch promotions available to get a VibraStraight iron. We recommend VibraStraight as the very best way to perform Supersilk services and the best way to accomplish shiny, perfectly beautiful smooth hair in the salon, whether you're styling the hair or you're trying to do a Supersilk service on an ongoing basis. We also have know that Supersilk is a complete system. It also includes 4 wonderful retail products: Supersilk Pure Indulgent Shampoo, Supersilk Rinse-Out Conditioner, Supersilk Leave-In Treatment, and Supersilk 8X Silkening Treatment Spray. All 4 of them are designed to work in complement with Supersilk services. And in many salons, when they get to the upper price tier of $250 or $300 for a full service, the salon chooses to include the retail system in those services as well to help them finish those off. Let me go back and look through the questions and see if there's any other questions that we haven't answered that we need to get back to, and then we will open it up and see if there's anything else. So this service is not compared to a Brazilian straightener. Let me do a nice comparison, Roy. Supersilk is designed to compete with Brazilian keratin systems and Brazilian keratin straighteners. The result is very, very similar. The result is designed to be the same. Supersilk services in many cases are even more durable than a Brazilian system. Brazilian systems depend on formaldehyde as the active ingredient. And at Supersilk, at Brocato, we don't want to use toxic chemicals. We don't want to use ingredients that can possibly cause problems for the client or for other guests in the salon. And we found that being completely formaldehyde free, tested in the lab as such, we get the results. We do not get the downside or the difficulty of Supersilk services. When you're charging $175, Peggy, are you giving away the conditioner, the shampoo, and the conditioner? Usually, if you're charging $175 for the service, the recommendation would be that you retail the retail products at an appropriate price. If you are able to include the value of the service products in the cost of the service, such as if you charge $250 for your service or $300 for your service, it may be possible financially for you to charge and include the retail products when you take them home. A question from Richard. This is great. Can Supersilk be performed on all ethnicities? One of the things that we have found is that we have a silent multicultural market growing within Supersilk. It's doing fantastic on all ethnicities of hair and all hair types. We've obviously positioned Supersilk on over curly and frizzy Caucasian hair, but we certainly would would ask you to try it and give us the results. We know salons that are very successful on all types of multi-ethnic hair types and hair conditions, and getting fantastic results with Supersilk. So please, as you experiment and you work with it, please share your success with us. And yes, we do have our products available in Florida. In Florida, Brocato is available from True Star Salon Services. So they do have Supersilk in their stores and from their sales consultants. Just got to know from Ashley that we did answer a question. So thank you, and thanks for all the questions. They're great. If you're looking for more information about Supersilk, there's a couple of places that you can go. The first one is we have a Brocato Supersilk YouTube channel. On the YouTube channel, there's Supersilk procedure videos, before and after photos, and client experiences that are actually recorded on YouTube. On the Brocato Salon YouTube channel, you can view past webinars. I'm actually going to upload today's webinar, so you'll be able to view that again as well. Share that with your friends. You can also see color classes, other business tips and ideas. We also have websites online that are designed to assist you. The first one, supersilksmoothing.com, is our Supersilk microsite. It's based on consumer information, photos, and experiences. If your customers in the salon are looking for information on Supersilk, or you want to direct them somewhere where they can have their questions answered, then supersilksmoothing.com is the place for consumers to go. And this website's optimized for mobile devices, so it's really easy for you to pull up on your phone or your iPad right in the salon and use as a tool. And then, of course, at Brocato, our general Brocato website is brocatotoday.com. That's where you find all information Brocato, including professional support for you, a salon finder category, and the latest news of what's going on at Brocato and what we have planned and what we have going on. So I want to thank you for joining our Supersilk webinar today. If anyone has additional questions, please feel free to post them and we'll continue to answer them. Remember that our next webinar will be on March 10th, and we'll make sure that everyone gets an invitation to that webinar. So thanks for being with us today. Hang on and we'll answer any more questions you might have.